La Conca Roadhouse. People are asking why I have this company, La Conca Business Enterprise. Okay. This La Conca Business Enterprise. The word La Conca comes from Ilansfontein. If you pass the UNISA, University of South Africa, the private teacher Ehloma in 1990. The theme to say a book. Let's say you are writing a short story. The short story must end up inside.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here me Pushela, here me Shaweta, Remi Dumeliza, Kachivenda, maybe we can say Nda. Oh, okay. This is podcast talk show. We are back again, and we are so glad once more again that we are live in this platform where we do interviewing different people. So this is Uncle B. You can call me Uncle B. That's my new nickname. Okay. We acknowledge our audience, our viewers. We have been live. Like I believe a lot of us will know about this talk show. So today, without enough further waste of time, we are so honored and we acknowledge the moment that we are given. Eka family yaka Zwane. We are here today with Tatana George Zwane, whom we can call with no shame Kuri is our hero, our role model. Though somehow sometimes we just hear about his stories were not yet born, like the time he impacted. Last day I had the privilege to ask one of my mother at Anjin Code, and then she explained to me. It was very exciting when she said she like Zwane you book my own one of the book that Tatana George Zwane he have wrote. So Mr. Zwane, this is your platform. Feel welcome. We are so glad that we are with you live today, letting the world that you are still here, and we believe that we can still have impact on this generation. So this is your platform. You can greet us before we continue the purpose of the day. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much, guys. Really, I feel very humbled that you came here to see me at this stage where I have retired from my duties. But anyway, feel free to ask me anything you like to know.
Okay.
My name is Boy George Zwane, born in 1956 at Loasabi in Kruger National Park. So at present in Samakwala Lily, I'm residing at Lilydale. Village is Shimungwe under Jonkilanga Traditional Authority. I think we need to say this because finally it was our leadership under the leadership of Indona headman Mr. Mangava, Julius Nyalu. And they were also having our councillor, Mr. Rooks Ngoman. These are our leadership in the Lilydale village. Thank you. You are welcome, warmly welcome to be with me here at home. You can ask anything, whatever you like to know, but in most cases, I like to motivate young people.
Okay.
I'm so impressed to see you being so young and having that passion to have knowledge, to know everything, so that a young man without leadership skills and without having anyone whom you say this is my role model, yeah, well, you'll go nowhere. Thank you very much.
No, we acknowledge you and we honor you, Mr. George Zwane. As you have mentioned, our viewers, I just want to brief this out. It just said something that I believe it can impact many of us in this youth generation. That without leadership skills, it might happen. You are living, but you are living like a dead corpse, but though you are walking on this earth. So we are here today to come and draw the knowledge, the wisdom that our Father he is carrying. So we can begin by asking you, Mr. George Zwane, we did some research about your history, about your earlier life, what you have done in the past. Okay, you have briefed to us that you are born in 1956, 1st January, where you were staying at Lower Suburb, but you get to relocate with goes of time. So the first question that we want to ask you, Mr. Zwane, I think there is where we're going to begin. We read about the books that you wrote, but there is one of the books that it was so interesting when we were researching last night, that called Maheu Mwananga. One of the most interesting book, even the context and everything, like it's so much interesting. So the book, it says Maheu Mwananga, and then of course when we check the word Maheu, I think it's Zwane when I'm not mistaken. So at first we want to understand something there, because Maheu is Zwane, and then we know about this word Madleke. Is it the same thing, Madleke and Maheu? Where's the difference? Like,
okay, when we say Maheu,
okay,
it's a Tsonga name. We mean Madleke, yes, but the interpretation of the word Madleke differs in community.
Okay,
some will say it's an alcoholic drink, but in my understanding, the Maheu I'm talking about is that nice home brewed,
okay,
without any alcoholic instance inside.
Okay.
It's just a Maheu, like the Maheu we are buying at the shop. But in this case, Maheu is just a name.
Okay.
Maheu. Like we can say, my son here is Matimba, meaning that cane at that cane in our fields. Yeah. I don't know what they call it, a Matimba.
We say
meaning that one. Maheu was just a name given to a son, a boy who was taught,
okay,
who could not listen to his parents. Always he was troublesome. You see, but the parents keep on saying, Maheu Mwanang, why are you doing 1, 2, 3? But the child keep on doing this. That's why Maheu there is a main character,
okay,
in that story. It's a book which I wrote, and really it was fascinating. It was prescribed for the schools,
okay,
in grade 8 in 1999. Yeah, it was prescribed. Each and every Tsonga school was reading that book all over. It was followed by Nzitsanzekile Kuteka, also a book written by me, published by Macmillan.
Okay.
And the third one is Shalembilwina Avatsik.
Okay.
So all these books were good, but nowadays we are being undermined by the publishers. Maybe you cannot say the right word to say they are being undermined us, but we are not getting anything there. But the theme of the book needs to guide young people that life is about choice.
Okay.
Each and everyone has to choose his own life. If you want to choose the buttered side of your bread, of your slice, or you want to choose the unbuttered slice, it's up to you. Life is about choice. You see people going there drinking like nobody else. It's because they've chosen to be like that. So in that book I was trying to show people, children, that's why it was overwhelmed all over. Everybody was happy to read them. Wherever you go now, if you go to maybe you go to Home Affairs, you find the officials say, if once I give them my ID, they say, Boy George Zwane. He said, hey, it's you, Boy George Zwane, who wrote my own. I said, yes. He said, wow. You didn't know who's Boy George. When I went to the schools that time where the book was being prescribed, everybody wanted to see the author of the book, to see there's a tiny person like myself. Wanted to say, big man who can be the author of my hero. Yes,
wow.
yes.
But, so interesting, interesting. So what was though you have caught maybe I can say, what was the vision behind the book, My Home Wananga, though you have explained that it was to, maybe I can say, to show light to this generation, especially to youth. As the main character there in the book, it was my hero. So what was the vision behind, like, because I believe the vision that you had in writing that book, even in our time, though maybe you wrote it there 1960s.
Yes, no, it's
1998.
Yes.
I was not yet even born. Okay, 1998.
Yes.
So what was the main vision behind writing that book, My Hero Wananga?
The vision was to show people that that type of life does not pay. If you can see the end part of Maheu, he end up being a useless somebody with scars. And once you have got a scar in your face, that scar will always remind you of something. Like myself, I have got scars here of an accident which took place during my taxi ownership. So once I look at my hand, I can remember what happened. So a scar in everyone's body means a lot. Even when we are still young, maybe like Maheu, who has been stabbed one time, when you look at the scar, maybe it can remind him of what type of life he was living that time.
Exactly.
So it will help you. Looking at your scar will help you change your mind and your life living styles. So the young generation, this type of life will end up in jail. So kuva a jail is not a nice thing. To be in a jail is not a nice thing, even though so out of that story, that book, this is reality. Yeah.
Wow. No, very, very interesting. It's a great lesson to us that too, if you do the good, even when people they are starting to do the bad out of you, but they can never prevail in that particular matter. So we are learning, Mr. George Zwane. There is a certain passage there. I don't know if you can still remember it on the book My Hero Wananga. I just want to read it and then you give us the interpretation, because I believe like at some point like there was sort of like parables in writing the book. So I'll just read it and then you explain it to us. You reveal what was it meaning. It says, Maheu xiphukuphuku gungula wansati anyika nuna wa yena xinkwa na maheu mufambi amiyela athlela an'wayitela kutani anwa sopo.
Yeah. It's a parable.
It's a parable.
It's a parable. You see, parable sometimes does not. It serves. It looks like a fiction.
Okay.
You see, a fiction is always not a good story in reality. So in that place, you see, people sometimes when staying together, they undermine each other. So some things we are doing for our spouses or to indicate, to show love. Okay. I just but sometimes you do something good to someone who does not want to remember. In Afrikaans, on say a brom.
And say a brom.
Yeah, okay. As iman brom. It means slow gungule. What is it? It's memory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so mama ring in Afrikaans is
Brom.
same Brom.
Brom,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Monu Brom. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. No, we get that. So, how old were you when you started to write these books, and